Welcome to MIU e-learning powered by Malareddy University. This is Mrs. Uderu Rashmi dealing with the subject of Agile software development, where first as a prerequisite I want to discuss about the SDLC, that is software development lifecycle. Let me clear it out first. What is a software? Let's move on to the slide. Here is a basic definition of a software which gives it as a set of programs that is containing the instructions that provide the desired functionalities to be given. Where this desired functionalities also can be said as a desired output by the client or by the person who is requiring for it. And where if I go with the engineering procedure of a software, it is a building nature how we are going to build a software in the real-time world which is useful for the real-time world, and it also serves the particular purpose and finds a cost-effective solution for the problems which you are going to deal with. Actually, I want to discuss that a software is most important in this real-time world where from the day starting of a human being is being dependent or going to be depending on the particular software applications which you are going to be building out. Now, let's move to the next slide, which is having a P principles of a software engineering. As a software is a set of programs we have already discussed, and it is engineering is a building procedure in the cost-effective solution which gives a cost-effective and the time-effective to all the effective solutions to the real-time world, which makes the work of a human in the real-time world more easier. Based on this engineering procedure of a software, we need to follow all these key principles to have a better, efficient software development. So first one, let me go with the modularity is the first one key principle which deals in the software development procedure, in the engineering procedure, which gives the basic thing that if we are having a more concept of developing a software which is needed to be developed or to be divided into the simple modules which can weigh our developers or a team to meet this development procedure in an efficient manner. Making these modules into the small pieces, based on the scope of a project, we make these modules into the small pieces so that the development procedure will be very much easy. And we can aggregate, we can integrate, combine, collaborate all the modules which have been already divided and processed with our development procedure. This is the main key principle. Next, if you go with abstraction. Abstraction is a principle which should be maintained where unnecessary data, the backend data has been removed from the front end, where it shows the only need purpose of the particular software development procedure so that the user can use or can understand how to use, and the client can understand what is the functionalities they have been done, what is the thing or an application or a product which has been giving or delivering to the developer, to the client user. Next, we go with the encapsulation. Encapsulation is a technique where we can call it as making them all clear and making the formats to be in a better form. There we go with the next one, reusability. Reusability is the key principle where the piece of the code which we have been already engineered should be used, can be used, will be used in the different form, in the different ways or different purposes where the same type of code is been actually needed. Where in the one application, let me explain this clearly, in the explanation, in the application, there I bought a simple technique to be having more and more number of times. There again, the same application can be or should not be repeated or be placed repeatedly so that we can use this particular piece of code once it has been developed and it can be used in various times, various uses. Let's go with another principle, maintenance. Maintenance is a principle where we can give it as a feedback or we can give it as a set of team will be maintaining this, will be handling this when the changes occurs. when all the if a client requires the lead changes, then definitely the maintenance should be done. The changes should be done. According to that, it should not lose the core principle, or it should not lose, the application should not lose the core, the valued principle or a desired output, the core desired output of the client, and that maintenance should be or can be done. Where this maintenance is being done, we should not enhance or we should not lose the core properties. In such way, the maintenance should be done. Next, we move on with the testing. Testing is the principle where the testing modules of each application can be performed. Here, that we all know that already. We can have a small glance of this testing procedure like unit testing, system testing, integration testing. All these are the different types of testing procedures we are having. According to this, we can opt on the based on the scope of a project. We can opt what type of testing procedures we can perform for. Next, if you go with the design patterns. This design patterns is the principle which gives as a blueprint for your building procedure of your software, where you can have different types of design patterns for the building of your software, and also it's not only for the building of a software, it can also given for the integration procedure of a software with the applications in the modules. Next, we go with the agile methodologies as a key principles in the software development procedure, where we are dealing with the agile software development now. So, agile methodologies, the main basic concept of the agile methodologies is about dividing the concept, dividing this based on the scope of the project, based on the functionality, major functionality, minor functionality, based on the scope of the project. Definitely, the agile methodology is based on division, in dividing of the modules into the small pieces, which can be done based on the scope and also can be done according to the functionalities, team size, organization, framework rules, so that the development procedure can be very easy and very appropriate in nature. Next, we move on to the continuous integration and deployment. The continuous integration and the deployment are said as a basic pillar of the agile methodologies, because where the functionality can be done, will be done in the continuous procedure, and we can also integrate the modules as we have in the above principle. I have already explained it. In agile modules, based on the scope, based on the organization framework rules, the software, the application will be divided into the modules. In these modules, how we are continuously development procedure is being done, and after this development procedure, how efficiently you are being integrating these all modules into the one system, one application. From there, how we are moving to the maintenance and the deployment deal. These are the two main concepts where we are going to deal with the agile model, agile software development procedures. Now, let me move to the next slide about the attributes of a software engineering. Here, the software engineering is a systematic, disciplined, and quantifiable study and approach to the designing of development, operations, and maintenance of a software system. There are mainly, let me show you the 4 main attributes of a software engineering. Here are the 4 main attributes which are to be having as arms for the software development procedure, where these 4 attributes are to be maintained or to be deployed in the functionalities or in the development or in the building or engineering of your software. Let me clarify that, engineering of your software. Fine. First, we move on with the first attribute of a software engineering procedure, that is efficiency. See, here the efficiency, the definitions can be given as, it provides a measure of a resource requirement of a software product efficiently. It provides the measure of a resource requirement. So it gives what are the resources, what is the efficient desirable output the client is needing for, how efficiently you can give. How efficiently you can give goes with the requirement analysis and requirement testing, how the resources have been given for, how the organization has been really supporting the team members, how your requirements are being given, how your the softwares are being built for obtaining the efficient output. Now, next attribute is said to be as a reliability. Reliability is that it assures that the product will deliver the same result when used in a similar working environment. In the previous slide, we have discussed the reusability. This comes here with the attachment, where reusability is the thing or is a principle where we are telling it as a piece of code can be used if it is having the same application, same type of functionality. Here, the reliability plays an important role, or it is a main attribute where we can reuse the same type of piece of code for the same type of application where we need, and it should be giving the same type of result with the different environment, although it is being accustoming for or collaborating for. Next, we move on with the reusability. Reusability is again here given as a main attribute because reliability is basically dependent on the reusability nature or an attribute which we need to be followed in the development procedure. Next, we go on with the maintainability. Maintainability is the ability of a software to be modified, repaired or enhanced easily when the changes are being required by the client. See, in a software development procedure, if you have been already decided what to do and what is the procedure, what is the functionality actually I need from the development team. Fine, if a client is been requiring for, the development team will be given that. If it is being modified, if the client has been changed their requirement according to the time travel, then definitely the development team or the organization team definitely should support the client to change or to enhance that product or an application. In such way, the maintainability will be placing an important role with changing or modifying or repairing or enhancing the applications to be done or to be given to the client at the end of the day. Let me move on with the next slide. That gives the block diagram or the basic structure of a software development life cycle. This is to be said as SDLC life cycle. There, this SDLC life cycle is being divided into the 6 phases, 6 stages. See here, the first one both with the planning and requirement analysis. The second one is for defining the requirements. Third one is for designing. Fourth stage is about development. Fifth stage is about testing. And sixth stage is about deployment and maintenance. There, if we go with the first one, this planning, requirement and analysis. So here, the first one is about planning. Planning is a concept where what is the work to be done, for what we are doing this, what does the client require from this application or a product, what you are going to be engineered for. So according to this, you need to plan. Next one goes with the defining project scope. The scope gives how the functionalities are being dependent and how long this project will work for. Is it a real-time or a long-time running project? Is it just for an instance? Or if it is working for such a model or for such a version of a product, how this application should be developed for. Next, set objectives and goals. The next one is about set of objectives and goals of that particular functionalities or a modules which are the scope or based on the scope of your project. Next, resource planning. According to the objectives and the goals which you have been already defined, for those, what are the resources you need, how your team members are to be framed, according to the organization framed structures, how we are going to implement your team members in the different stages. That is about stage 1, planning, requirement and analysis. Next, move on to the defining the requirements. In the defining and requirements, first one is about defining. See, defining of your requirement is based See here in the Agile software development procedure, we have already discussed it, that Agile software development is a mainly procedure which divides our total scope, total functionality of a project into the small pieces, which divides into the small pieces so that the development procedures and the testing procedures and all the other procedures can be done continuously and integrated efficiently for the better performance of a engineering procedure. Their defining here goes with modules defining how your modules have been defining, how your functionalities are been defining, each and every functionalities has been defining for. Next, we go on with the functional requirements, technical requirements of that each module we have been defined for. And next, we go on with the requirements and the reviews should be approved from the development team or from the QR team or the business analysis team with the client where that functionality should be gone or should be done for the next stage, which goes with the designing stage. This designing stage is a third stage of a development procedure where it gives the high-level design and the low-level designs of a particular modules which you are moving for the next stages. So here HDL is high-level design and LDL is said to be as a low-level design, where this gives the basic functionalities of that particular small part of a functional scope based on the scope of the project, how we have been divided, what is the functionality we are going to do for the first module, what is the high-level design, what is the basic blueprint, and in that, what is the low-level design for the particular module, for that particular sprint, for the particular module, what are the sprints you have been dividing, what are the use cases you have been defining. All these things are said to be in the low-level design that we define here properly, we design here properly, and next we move on with the next stage called as a development stage. In this development stage, the actual procedure will be followed for the engineering procedure. So here the first one is about development, which goes with the development of your sprints, users, use stories. What are the use cases you have been having, user stories you have been having for, what are the modules you have been defined. According to that, how many modules you have been defined in each module, how many sprints you have been having for, how in that sprints, how many user stories you have been covering for, your engineering for, all these things are being given. And based on that, the development procedure is being reviewed based on coding standards, scalable code, version control, code reviews, all these things are to be maintained in the development procedure where we can move on or where we can produce an efficient output for that particular module, for that particular functionality. Next, we move on with the stage 5, testing. So testing is a stage where all the development procedure of that particular module is being completed, reviews are being completed. The developer can handfully say that my development procedure is being completed. If we have any testing issues, then we can definitely go on with it. Let's go for the testing. It is a stage where the people, the organization can have what is the functionality done and what is the functionality obtained. What is required, what is obtained. This is the stage where we can get our result for our work done, engineering done. Here in the testing cases, we have so many types of testings. Basically, we go with the system testing, manual testing, and automated testing procedures. Based on the organization framework rules and the scope of the project, we definitely decide what is the testing procedure we need for that particular application, and we move on with the testing procedure we need it for. Next, after this testing, we move on with this development maintenance stage, where the main attribute will be actually deployed here. The main attribute is about reusability, reliability, maintenance, and efficiency comes under all these things. So, here deployment and maintenance will go with the maintainability of a software, where we have already discussed that maintainability is about repairing, making changes, enhancing your applications, and all other natures. Based on that, the deployment follows how we are going to maintain the software in an efficient manner. And this also combines with a release planning, deployment automation, maintenance, and also taking a feedback from the customer, how your or a user, how your applications has been built for. So release planning goes with how the release plan is being done for, what is the applications done, what are the applications have been performed for, is our desired application has been up to the mark, and if it is done, the maintainability is also the reliability is being obtained. From this reliability, we can make it into the release plan. After all the things done, reviews done, then the release plan can be given. Next, deployment automation is what when we want to deploy into the next environment, into the next, when you have to collaborate for the next module, next functionality, next application, we can deploy it easily. Maintenance is about, we have already discussed that repairing change, making same changes, enhancing your applications. All these things have been done. Next, the feedback is the most important thing or a part of this deployment and maintenance stage. Although we are working hours together, years together for engineering this procedure, this application where the customer should be satisfied. Here, the most important part is about satisfying the customer, where the feedback plays an important role here. Now, next move on with the software development models, lifecycle models here. Software development models are various process or methods that can be chosen for the project development depending on the objectives and the goals of a project. So here, we have already seen about what is the software development procedure, what are the phases, what are the attributes and the key principles of a software development lifecycle. And now let's move on with the modules, what models which you are having in the software development lifecycle. So here are the software development models which we are having for. First one is about the agile model, second one is waterfall model, third one V model, incremental model, RAD model. RAD model is about rapid development model, iterative model, spiral model, and the prototype model. These are said to be the basic models which have been designed for the software development cycle engineering procedures. So these modules will give an appropriate nature on what basis, on what scope you are going to be building your software for. So based on the scope, based on the functionality, based on the requirements of the client, based on the time limit they have been given, based on all the other purposes, for what they are building for, how they want to build for what type of functionalities they are going to be building for, all these things are being considered in the choosing of this model, so that the appropriate model is being choosing, so that we can have an engineering procedure in an appropriate model and efficient model, which at most end of the day, we can get the desired output in a test and efficient way. So, as our topic is about agile model, we move on with the agile model here from. So let me move for this block diagram of an agile model, where agile is said to be as a basic structure of a development procedure. Nowadays, we are moving to this agile model because of high requirement or high uses of the software applications in the day-to-day life. So let me clarify one small point here. If a human is not in need of such a huge applications and huge number of applications in the real-time world, definitely this the evaluation of the software development lifecycle would not be done. Because from the past 10 to 15 to 20 years, definitely these many software applications are not in the frame of a real world. Nowadays, we are definitely using all the things, all the purposes of our household work. It may be a household work, it may be an environment work, it may be whatever the functionality about your career, whatever it may be, we are using hundreds and hundreds of software applications and the products in our daily life to make our work much easier. For this, the evaluation of the development procedure is being said to be more speed up. To make this more speed, more faster, we have been chosen this agile model. What is the speciality of the agile model? Agile model is the basic model which has a basic functionality of dividing the big scope of the project into the small pieces. That is the main functionality is being done in the agile model. Let me clarify this first. If my scope of a project is about a big frame like this. In this frame, I will divide first into the two simple pieces, where what is the required desired output by the client, what is the next output, what you need to give. So based on this, we'll divide into the two pieces. In these two pieces, again, I'll be dividing into the small modules like this. If I divide a small modules like this, definitely my procedure, my implementation, my development, my engineering process can be more simplified. See, if I have a lot of work to do, if I ask someone to help me there, if I attach someone with all the simple works which I am still having, then my work will be more simpler. And it also can be completed in a small interval, and efficiently also we can give our output. There is a basic nature what this agile will follow for. If we are having a burden of, if we are having a lot of engineering procedures to be done, it should be divided into these modules. All these are said to be as modules. These modules will be again segregating the user stories, sprints, user stories, and all the other basic subdivisions of the each and every module here. Okay, then let me first tell you. Each and every module 1 is this 2, 3, 4 and upon. So, if I take it for the first module here, each and every module will definitely go on with this block diagram you are looking for. So, this block diagram is first going with a requirement phase. For each module, what is the requirement? What is the functionalities to be done? For that module, what is the design? For this design, how we are going to be developing. After development of that particular module, how the testing procedures are being done with the next for the module. For the testing procedures, how your deployment team is being implementing your deployment procedure for the all the previously done functionalities. After this, what is the reviews here? So this deployment and maintenance team, after the deployment and maintenance team has been done, then it will go with the reviewing section. Here, one more thing in the agile model, the distinguishing nature of the agile model is, as it is dividing into the small pieces, the large scope with the small pieces, and it also goes with the reviewing methodology here, which gives more appropriate information what this module is being done for. Is a module designed for the, and it also been obtained with the, what is the desired output? Means, what is the functionality you are being obtaining for, what is obtained. All these things are being considered here, and it has been gone for the reviews. In the reviews, if it is done, then automatically this module 1 is being completed. Next will be moving with the next module. So like this, according to the modules, the division has been completed. And let me clarify one more thing here. See, when the requirements for the first module is being completed, the next one will definitely, the requirement people will not be sitting idle. They move on with the second module. What are the second module requirements? How we need to function with the second module requirements? How we need to go on and to fetch the requirements from the second module? Although with this time, the designing of the first module has been completed. So, the development, the requirement team will definitely give what is the functionality is done for the second module. and how we are going to design the second module. Like this, the Agile is said to be based on the three main pillars called as continuous, integratability, and reliability. These are said to be the most appropriate basic pillars of an Agile model. It is done continuously, where all the modules are to be completed till completion of all the modules, all the structure, all the functionalities of a project. Continuously, the modules have been deployed for. And it's also been integrated. Where we have been completed this first module, we should go for the second one. After completion of the second one, we move on to the third one. Like this, after one and one, we integrate each and every module and make them to be having as a basic module as a one underscore. So these are said to be this is a basic functionality of an Agile model. Now let's move on with the history of Agile Manifesto. So I have given you a glimpse how this Agile model will work for. And here is a history of an Agile Manifesto, where it has been started and today's date how it has been evolved for. So in 1930s, Deming and Bell Labs has been naturally implemented this Agile working process, where the production of an engineering or the production of a software is being required for more in number. In 1960s, 70s and 80s, Lean and Six Sigma has been approached it for Agile approaches to manufacturing and introducing the application and the products based on this model. Next, in the early 2000s, software development procedures have been implementing this Agile model, which gives an efficient nature and which is also giving the desired output in a limited period of time and in an efficient way. And now, in the current day, it goes with the broader business approaches, where in every project, most of the projects, we are been using this model for the engineering procedure. This is how the evaluation of an Agile process development process has been done. Next, this is a definition, the actual definition, which gives what is an Agile methodology, which is Agile methodology is an iterative and incremental, which means they were known for breaking a project into the small parts and adjusting to the changes and the requirements asked for. So here it is said, we have already discussed that Agile is based on the three main pillars, the continuous procedure, it is integrating procedure, and it also means deployment or a collaborative procedure. See here, it is iterative in nature because all the modules will be combining, all the changes will be made, all the maintenance frame is being continuously working for the collaboration of all the modules. And incremental model, it also goes with the incremental model because we are incrementing each and every module, each and every stage of a development procedure to be enhancing, to be having an efficient output as from the client. And we have already discussed that we are been breaking the project into small parts and adjusting to the changes and the requirement asked by the client. Here, one more thing, as we are dealing with the small parts, we are dealing with the small modules of this software development procedure. Wherever the requirements are being required by the client, at that point of the time, we can make it, we can enhance it so that all the dependent modules or the dependent functionalities in the module had not be affected. And next, we move on with the advantages of a software development procedure, Agile software development procedure. This increased collaboration and the communication, where the collaboration goes with all the collaborating of your modules. In these modules, we definitely, as a division of the modules has been done, we collaborate them, where the communication plays an important role, where we communicate with each and every member in your team so that the collaborations, the dependency works can be done more easier. Flexibility and adaptability. Flexible, it is more flexible where the customer is being involved, where the development team, all the other teams also be involved in the development procedure, in the engineering procedure, so that if you want to make any changes, if you want to have any requirements to be done, if you can adopt it more easier way. So flexibility and adaptability is the main advantage of this software development procedure in Agile model. Improved quality and reliability. There we are maintaining all the changes where we are including the customer in the requirement space, in the reviewing phases, in the each and every phase of a module requirement and all, so that the client will be asking for more changes, more enhancements. There the product quality and the reliability will be differently increased. Enhanced customer satisfaction is a customer involved in each and every phase of a development or a testing or a reviewing phases of a modules, so that the customer will be satisfied is our work is being done properly, and whatever the changes or the enhancements are being asked by the client can also be implemented in a better efficient way. So that definitely the customer will be satisfied. Next, we move on with the increased team morale and motivation. This teaches how the team should be formed and how the team members should be performing their skills and how they need to be integrating, collaborative, communicating way which can they share their opinions, their process, their functionalities in a better manner, so that if we have any dependent modules, so that they can make the functionality in an appropriate way, in an efficient way, where the desired output can be obtained in a better way. Next, we move on with the 4 core values of an Agile manifesto. So any software development model will be having some other principles to be followed in that particular model. Actually, in the previous slides, we have been seen about the principles of a software development life cycle. Now for this Agile model, what are the values to be followed in the process in this model, Agile model? First one is about individuals and interactions over process and tools. Second one, working software over comprehensive documentation. Third one is about customer collaboration over contract negotiations. Fourth one is about responding to the changes over following the plan. The first one is about individuals and interactions over process and tools. Individuals and interactions. The team sizes are being framed with the individuals. Every individual will be having their own process, their own mechanisms to make their functionalities to be done. And if they collaborate, if they communicate, if they interact with the other team members, then they can have more efficient way to make their functionalities and a better performance. So that if they are having their own ways to do the functionality, to complete their functionality, they also should follow the process and tools which are being framed by the organization. Next, we go on with the working software, where this working software is been having everyday report, everyday reviews are being done in this Agile model, so that we will be having a report form. Where we are having a report form, we also need to get a comprehensive documentation for each and every module after accomplishing the each and every module, so that as a prerequisite, we can go for the next module development process. Next, we move on with the customer collaboration over contract negotiations. Where in this Agile model, we are saying it for customer collaboration is the most important point here. Where customer has been involved in each and every phase of an engineering procedure in the Agile model, so that any changes, any enhancements or any functionalities to be done can be intimating for the customer and we can do it. And here, if the customer, although the customer is being involved in each and every phase, no contract negotiations should be done with the customer, where it should not be more sleek. Next, we move on with another core value, responding to the changes over following the plan. Responding to the changes is the thing which we already discussed in the maintainability, reusability and the deployment cases of reliability of your application. Where responding to the changes, continuously the client will be asking for the requirements, changing of the functionalities. Where the requirements are being asked for, although we need to follow the plan, how we need to follow, we should not lose the core process or core functionality of that particular module, although the client has been changed for the requirements. These are said to be as 4 core values of the Agile model, which should be followed in the engineering procedure, where we can obtain a beautiful and efficient software development application or a product as an output. Next, we move on with the 12 principles of an Agile manifesto, where the 12 principles are said to be as customer satisfaction, face-to-face communications, measuring the progress gives how for the sprint, for the week of time, for the particular time interval, how much work is being done by each individual team member. This is about measuring the process. Changing the requirements, where the client is being involved in each and every process. There, the client may asking for the requirements and the changes. According to that, changing the requirements, it should be done. Measuring the work progress in all the aspects. This is about the team side, team members individual. This is about the each team wise, each development team, maintenance team, testing team, how this requirement team is doing working for, how the designing team is for what the designing team is working for. All these measuring works of the posers can be looking forward for. Supporting the team members. This is also comes under the main pillar in the Agile model, where you need to support, we need to get support and we need to give the support for the team members which are being in the same development procedures. Frequent deliveries. As our module is being completed, definitely we can deliver it at the end of the day. So that at the end of the sprint, we can definitely deliver it to the client. So frequent deliveries will be done. Deployment team, which integrates all the other modules also to combine and make it under one roof. Continuous seeking for the results is for delivering the frequent, where we are having a frequent deliveries, there we also obtained for the result what is the continuous results we have been obtaining for, asking for, the client is asking for. Next one goes to the communicate regularly, which we know to do. Communication is been regularly done from the teams to teams and from the interaction individuals to the individuals and from the business analysis clients to the teams. Good design should be followed and also reflect and adjust regularly. These are said to be the 12 principles of an Agile manifesto. Now, I want to deep into the deep of this Agile model, where the types of the Agile methodologies can be given for. Here are some of the types of the Agile methodologies. The first one is about Kanban, second one Scrum, Lean, DSDM, that is Dynamic System Development Method, XP or an Extreme Programming Model, FDD, which is given as Feature Driven Development Model, Crystal Model, Scaled Agile Framework. These are the methodologies in the Agile model where we can follow. So this gives how your functionality based on the scope of the project, how your functionalities is being dependent, how your model methodology choosing is being dependent, how your functionality of the particular module can be divided. All these things are divided based on all these things we can divide what is the methodology we'll be following in the Agile model. So as the software development procedure is having different modules, in the Agile model, these are the methodologies we'll be following for. Next, we move on with the Agile software development life cycle. Here is the Agile software development life cycle, which gives in the block diagram we have been discussed that what is the development of phases of a software development life cycle or in the Agile model. Here it goes with the proper development life cycle for each module. First, meet. What is the requirement? Meet the customer. Get the requirements done. What are the main functionalities? What is the main desired output by the client? According to that, how he can be dividing. After this meet, we go for the plan. There also the customer is being needed. How we are planning, on what basis we are planning, what is the scope, what is the actual requirement of the customer, what is the functionality obtained by the customer, is that particular for the simple functionality of like a simple time interval, or it is being going for the generous product to develop a generous product. Such things gives the scope of the project. There in the planning session, they will plan how we are going to be planning for the scope of a requirement of a development. Next, we go on with the designing. Designing is a method where the each and every module is been having a design stage. Based on the designing procedures, there it gives a high level design of that particular module, and each and user story is designed as a low level design in this designing phase. Based on this low level design, the each and every team member will be giving a user story, will be allocating the user story in the next stage called development. In the development stage, we give all the user stories of that particular module which is been designed here in the previous stage to the each and every team member, so that they can develop their user story in a particular time period. And after that development procedure of that particular time period, the time period is actually called as a sprint. This sprint, completion of the sprint, it go for the testing of that particular user stories. There we combine all the user stories and we make it as a module again, we collaborate them again, and we move on with the testing procedure. Here in the testing procedure, we perform some testing procedures which has been required for that module scope of that particular module. What is the functionality of that particular module? Based on that functionality, what are the testing procedures you required for that requirement? The testing approaches are being done. Then it goes for the evaluating. Here in the evaluating, there may be the reviewer persons, business analysis person, the client again here is being deployed, is being interacted here, so that how our development procedures are being done. Is there any issues? If any issues are there, how we need again to remake them, to review them, so that we can solve that issues, we can clarify that issues to have a better performance. After evaluations, we again go and meeting again for the next module performance, starting of a next module. Like this, agile model is itself a continuous procedure where all these procedures are being done. Here, the delivery of this first module is being done. And again, the starting of the second module is being started. As we said, agile model is continuous in nature, integrating in nature, where we are integrating all the user stories at the one roof called the module, integrating in nature, and again we are also combining all the modules, again collaborating them, and it is mainly in making all the small pieces under one roof. Deployment is done properly so that we can collaborate, we can make efficient engineering procedure for the in a limited period of time in both efficient ways and best ways for developing or creating of our application or a software as a product in a better performance. This is about the agile software development, basic things about the agile software development. And thank you.